So when and how should you choose a new life leader? There are two ways. If the life group is brand new and we have something like an evangelistic life group, because you can also create evangelistic life groups. For example, I have someone in my life group who says, "Look, I have a group of friends at school and I'm talking to all of them about Jesus." It's not a real life group yet, but I'm still evangelizing. Suppose I start holding meetings and begin talking about whatever topics they want to discuss, end times, questions, and then they start converting and I begin to have this new life group. Or perhaps we've multiplied the life groups and I am the new life leader, and obviously I want to multiply at least once a year, as we've said, because that's my goal. If I already have people who came with me from the other life group, people I know are already strong and who I see are already present, etc., obviously I will already be looking to these people as my new life leaders. I suggest 2 or 3 people to you. Obviously, if there is a couple, choose the couple. But if you are in the youth group, let's remember not to put 2 people who are dating in the same life group unless they're about to get married, like right around the corner. Because if they break up, it'll be, "I don't want to go there because he's there," or "I don't want to go there because she's there." And we end up losing both of them. So over time, we've realized that it's better not to put couples together unless they already arrive as a couple or we're already living together. Obviously, at the beginning, in that case, yes, they are put in the same life group. Right from the very first day that my life group starts, I should already be actively and carefully observing exactly who the specific individuals are that I will eventually use to multiply. And if it's really very new and I don't have anyone, then the first step is to keep your eyes open. What should I be looking for? If the person is always present, if they never miss a meeting, if they let you know when they can't come, how they respond in their discipleship. Are they someone who is present, someone who is growing, someone I also see on Sundays, who I see at church at all the activities? Is there a prayer life? Is there intercession? Is there fasting? There is. So, above all, I look at this person's faithfulness and their passion. So, if you already come from another life group, and I already know some people who are potential leaders, I will focus on these people from day one. I should explain to these people, not pretend, if they are already coming from the other life group with me, about multiplication. I have to say to them, "Look, Anna, Carlo, Giovanna, I want to focus on you. I will personally train you as life leaders." I don't necessarily have to be their mentor, but I will tell them, "I will train you directly. I want to train you so that you can be the next life leaders." If I am the life leader and I think that this is a person I want to train as a disciple as well, even if they weren't my disciple before, I could absolutely take these people under my wing. I talk to the person who was following them and say that I will take them on. It's not mandatory, and each life leader will have to decide whether they want to do it or not. So, if it's a life group where I don't yet have anyone who is a potential candidate, if it's very new, I start to look around, especially paying attention to this person's faithfulness. Then I pray. This is very important, right? Jesus was there. He prayed before choosing his disciples. So I will pray asking God for confirmation, asking God to show me. If I am not the one personally discipling those people, I will ask their mentor how they are in mentorship. Do they open their heart? And especially, how do they react when corrected? Because people can be wonderful as long as you tell them they're doing well, but when faced with correction, if they react badly, if they react with pride, if they respond with a terrible attitude, well, this person, even if they speak very well, will not be the right person. The person I will choose, always choose faithfulness over ability, because ability and gifts are given to us by God, but faithfulness and character belong to the person. So pay close attention to character, punctuality, whether they do what they say, and also their heart, their intentionality toward God. Also, see if they are someone capable of teaching, because there's no point in choosing someone who, when they teach or lead, makes people not want to come to life group anymore, because you'll lose them. So check if they are someone who is present, if they are charismatic. Oh, they're not? Well, I can teach you how to teach. If you have a good heart and you're a person of character, I can teach you how to do it. Obviously, there are people who already have this in their blood, but just because someone is already a leader by nature doesn't mean they're the best. In fact, sometimes when someone is already a leader, they might be very proud, have a hard time accepting correction, and in the end, you gain more. and I say this from experience, with people who are super loyal. Over the years, these are the people who bear more fruit than those who say, "Oh, I can bring 1,000 people." But maybe they don't know how to take care of them. You have to look at this as well. The person brings a lot of people, and maybe they'll be the one to start the next life group because they're the one who brought all those people. But if they bring people and aren't able to follow up with them, then maybe they're just someone who's better at communicating, but it's important that they also know how to take care of people. So I will look at these points. So let's review. Is there still no one? Eyes open prayer. I look at their character. I look at their ability to teach. I see if they're proactive. A leader is proactive. What does it mean for someone to be proactive? It's one of the most important qualities for a leader, obviously, after they've met Jesus and are consecrated to God. A person to whom I don't have to point things out, but who has 20 eyes. Pastor, I noticed this thing was missing, so I brought it. I saw that during our live stream, look, the light was too strong, so I brought this light here. Or rather, what do you think if we buy one? A person who offers solutions, not someone who criticizes, but who provides solutions, and also someone who, if you ask them to do something, will do even more than what you asked. Look, next week, can you bring this? The person brought that and also something else and even another idea. If, on the other hand, it's a person who only does what you tell them to do, it means there's someone you always have to follow up with. You have to teach them that leadership also means being proactive. But if they're already proactive, then you should focus on that person first. Remember, character is super important. And another thing that is very, very important is this: a disciple, a person who follows, you tell them to do things. Yes, they can give their opinion. They can say, it would be great if we did it this way. But they are someone who follows, someone who adopts the entire vision of our church. Also, as I told you in the first lesson, we win, consolidate, train, and send. These are the four things. The person must also be biblically trained. So, who can be a life leader? A person who, in addition to all the characteristics I have already mentioned, such as character and proactivity, is someone who is a disciple, someone who follows, someone consecrated to God, who has a heart for God, and so on. So, what else should I look for beyond this? If the person is doing their discipleship, if they are faithful in their discipleship, if I am not the one talking to the mentors to understand how they are doing. The other thing I need to check is whether they are already enrolled in Bible school, preferably if they have already completed a year of Bible school. But even if they haven't, it doesn't matter, as long as the person is enrolled, attends regularly, and also wants to grow. Because let's remember that their mentor is also helping them to pray, to fast, and to grow personally. So if they are following this path, if they have already completed at least the first retreat, then maybe I will take them to do the second retreat. But maybe this person is young in the faith. That's true, but I am there behind them. Their mentor is there behind them, which means they are a leader in training. But there are people who arrive even after others who have been there for ages, and they show a reaction, a faithfulness, and even a greater solidity. So it's not just about time, but about the heart, the character, and also whether the person, even on a human level, is more ready to carry on with their life. If you find all these qualities, you have prayed and received confirmation from God, then tell the person, I want to invest in your life as a life leader. I want you, your wife, or you and this other person, or the three of you, to be the next life leaders of our multiplication. I need to do this as soon as possible so that I have a whole year ahead of me to train these people. They will be the people I rely on the most to get things done. I will ask the various leaders of praise, the worship leaders and those responsible for generosity, to also invest in them to make sure that this person is always active, and that over the course of the year, this person can sometimes lead worship, lead the generosity moment. I will have this person or these people act as moderators as much as possible. I'll tell them sometimes I won't be there because I have another commitment, so you run the live session. Then I'll give them a list where they have to give me feedback. Feedback is very important. So over time, I don't make any promises by saying, it will be you, but I would like to train you. And after 2 or 3 months, we have feedback meetings. And you give feedback like this. In your opinion, how did you lead worship? In your opinion, how did you handle the generosity moment? In your opinion, make sure the person gives themselves a score before you do. Once the person has given themselves a score, ask them, do you think you need to change or improve anything? If the person says yes, or rather if they say I don't know, you will help them. If they say no, I'm perfect, they're already disqualified because all of us are in the school of Jesus. Remember, from the very beginning, we are forming leaders. And remember that if you have chosen those people, as soon as new people arrive, immediately have them be discipled by this person whom you will use for multiplication. This way, when the multiplication happens, people will already be happy to go with him or her because they are already doing discipleship and already have a group together. I want to advise you, those of you who will be new life leaders or who already are and still haven't taken the mentor disciple course, to absolutely take it. And you who are a life leader, make sure that everyone in your life group can take the mentor disciple course, maybe even at the beginning of the life group, at the start of the year. Do it all together because it's useful both for those who will be mentors and for those who will be mentored, as it helps them understand how the mentoring process works. So if someone says, oh no, but the Sabbath is done like this, you can reply, no, I took the mentor disciple course and it's not exactly like that. This course is available on our website and you can go there. There are videos, and if you want, you can also buy the mentor disciple manual to study more thoroughly. But if you are a life leader, make sure that everyone who is a mentor in your life group has taken it. Check with them because that way we can reset and start from scratch.